You guys are in a point right now in this gig that you are getting trained, and you are being trained well by very, very good people. They have a lot of experience to bring to you and give you the best tools to go out and do this and do it safely. But what happens a lot of times is we don't do a good job of training or educating ourselves in this area of our wellness, and we really don't do a good job of giving that education to our loved ones, whether it's a mom, a dad, a brother, sister, family, friend, spouse, whoever that support structure is. You guys are going to be in a unique situation because you are being educated in this. There are divorce rates in this country that have gone down because of pre-career education such as this. By doing a training block and having that support structure sit next to you about what Terry and I are going to talk about tonight, the divorce rates are proven to go down and be lower. And we're going to talk about why that is, why we have such a relationship headbanging issue as first responders.
I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple things that have been in history with emergency responders. One is the disconnect with what is the real reasons for all those destructive behaviors that come across with emergency responders. That responder fact is what I'm talking about. Alcoholism, suicide, post-traumatic stress, the divorce rate. We have a tendency as emergency responders for years and years to just say, well, that's part of the job, or that's just what we do, or that's just the nature of the beast. It's not what it is. It's what we're not educated in, where we lack education, is causing us to set up unhealthy lifestyle habits that lead to destruction.
You are going into a very unique gig. You will have the most amazing adrenaline rushes on this earth. A lot of people don't get opportunities to go as high as we go with adrenaline. But we have got to understand there's a fallout from that. And Terry's going to explain that in depth and in detail for you to understand it, as well as your family members, so we know that, hey, this roller coaster ride is a good time. It is a good time. It is a rock and roll amazing run. But we've got to understand that when we're at the highest highs, we can also be at the lowest lows, and sometimes that calls in the same call for service.
My habit after my shift was to come home, plop down in my chair, get out my favorite tool, which is the remote control of the TV, and click through channels. Now my wife would come home and she would ask me a question that is a very normal question in a very normal relationship. How was your day? Fine. What you got to understand about a destructive habits is I don't go from here being really where I should be to there where I'm destroying things like that. It's little steps at a time that end up snowballing to a point where you can't control it, it's too late.
We're going to talk about the mindset of the organizations. Then it's got to go to the individual responders. Changing the mindset that this is not an issue of weakness, that every once in a while we take a bad call for service. The mindset of suck it up and shove it down like it never happened, with the calls and the exposures that we're going to be seeing throughout this, is a thing of the past. We've got to have the understanding from organizations, fellow responders, and our loved ones that we are human beings. We have feelings, we have emotions, and we've got to understand that this sometimes will affect us. But as long as we're aware of that and going into this career and understanding that, it'll be a lot easier for us to deal with.